welcome all to SRWTV. Tonight we're here for the championship round, the final round at Knoxville Dirt Speedway. Tonight you've got myself, Stephen McCarden, as your host, and as always, in the producer box and co-host is Toddy. How you doing tonight, Toddy?
I am excellent, mate. This is going to be great. This is awesome tonight. I haven't experienced Knoxville before, so great to see this track tonight. I'm sure you can fill us in on the gaps, but we're coming to the pointy end of our season, so very exciting, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. Braden Miller that's got quite a commanding championship lead at the moment of 102 points over Craig Plater, but just looking at the leaderboard or practice times we've got so far, they're currently both in P11 and 12 right next to each other. So currently, with the amount of cars we've got entered, it does look like if Craig wants to overhaul that massive gap, that Braden Miller is going to have to finish in 17th or worse, and Craig is going to have to win in order for Craig to claw back that gap. So he's a bit of an outside of a chance. Braden's definitely been, the dominant driver this season, taking out multiple victories. But, anything can happen on this dirt as they head into quali here. So as we've seen, 10 cars finished the last couple of weeks just because of the amount of carnage that you see on dirt.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So, anything can happen. You got Brent Hobbs and Matt Bailey in third and fourth as well, not far behind Craig. So if Craig has another sort of off round like he did last week, that Matt Bailey and Brent Hobbs could quite easily jump up and claim that second position as well. So all to play for tonight. Knoxville, not the easiest track, as you can sort of see on the stream there. You've got that inside berm that you do not want to hit, because that'll cause your front left tyre to come up and you will over-rotate the car, but also you don't want to go too wide because there is a big metal fence there. So
give you a cockpit for you, mate, on Matt Bailey.
This is the sort of line you want to take. You sort of want to come off a little bit squarer when you're starting your lap, and you want to be about a metre or so off that inside berm. Nice over-rotate through the middle and straight line it straight for the fence, and you flick it back in. And that is the quickest way around here, but also being the quickest way, everyone will take the line and the track will get slicker, and you'll find these cars will go up and up and up and up until they can pretty much ride that right rear against that big metal fence the whole way around. But it is also like most tracks that if you put it too far to the wall, you'll hit a gutter and your night will be over. So it's Knoxville's a tricky little track, but it's also a track that allows these sort of cars to go three wide with the multi-groove racing. So I would not be surprised if we see in our 30-lap feature later tonight a lot of hard, fast action tonight. I think Braden Miller, just looking at qualifying times, he's up into P2 with a 15.6. Sean Stevens of the 15.64 up in first. Blaine Densley just jumped into P2, splitting those two guys. And currently Craig Plater is down in 10th position, so he's sort of mid-pack. Braden looks like he's going to go out for the win tonight instead of playing it safe. What's your thoughts? What would you be doing if you were in Braden's position?
I'd be pushing as hard as I could, but I'd be kind of calm about it as well, I think. I'd be trying to stay out of it. We know that Braden Miller's really good with his restarts and really quick on his restarts. I think he's going to try and pull that card out tonight and just try and be as quick as he can on that restart and qualify as high as he can also.
It definitely looks like you tried to do, and as we just saw there before on the stream with Scotty Rankin, is about jumping that inside berm. If you get that front left tyre just over that berm, it's so easy to over-rotate because you're putting more and more stress on that right rear tyre and it'll grip up and around she goes. So I feel like we might see a lot of that tonight. But in this last 20 seconds of qualifying, it looks like everyone has set their fast lap times, and Sean Stevens at the current is just holding on to our pole position from Blaine Densley and Braden Miller as your top three. So we'll see if we can hold on this last 8 seconds. But I don't think anyone else is on track. It looks like everyone has completed their 2 laps of qualifying or decided not to set a lap time to start from the back. And that is our checkered flag, with the only driver not setting a lap time with Ethan Bastian, who's actually a round winner. So maybe he's deciding just to come through from the back and have a bit of fun tonight potentially and see where he can end up.
Yeah, it's great to see these little heats, and we haven't seen Ethan for a couple of weeks, have we? So it's good to see him
I think he's taken a couple of weeks off and might have used his drop rounds there for a couple of weeks, or as we all have our real life work commitments and stuff, might have got caught up with something along those sort of lines. But looks like we're going to be gridding up, and we're going to be having just trying to look at the amount of cars we're going to have in each heat. It does look like we might potentially have 3 heats tonight. 3 heats of... 2 heats of 7 and 1 heat of 8. And this is the heat of 8. Starting off your pole position is Sean Stevens, followed by Nick Ryan. Nick Ryan's been up there a bit as well, and he's always been a potential race winner. Followed by Kobe Wright, Travis Parrott, Scotty Rankin. It's Jason Crawford, Luke Johnson is in this heat. So we'll see how we go. Sean Stevens going a nice little sideways out of the pits there. I did a few laps earlier and I actually spun coming out of the pits because I forgot about the inside cushion and coming off it. So we'll see if anyone does that tonight as well. Might deserve the Wally Award for the night. But it does, apparently Andrew Cowan's going for 12 barrel rolls tonight instead of 9 that he got last week, and a pit lane penalty by barrel rolling into the pits. So we'll see how we go with that one, Cowie, but we'll be watching closely to see if you can achieve the 12 rolls. As I'm pacing up here with a couple of corners left to go, we might be able to see Barry, our flagman, waving his green flag at the start. Sean Stevens got the inside line. That is definitely the preferred line around here, as they're going to be coming around to 3 and 4 any second of the Turk. Pace car's going very slow at 54 k's an hour, which doesn't seem like a lot. He's got the green flag up in the air, and he is ready to let these beasts go in the DSL Welding 360 Sprint Cars, the championship round. We got Sean Stevens coming off the pole position. The safety car is off. The hands of the field is in Sean Stevens, and he is... He's going to hold them up. He's backing them up. He's backing them up. And they're an hour away, and they're sprinting out 3 wide as Sean Stevens comes into the first lap. He's going mid-line. He's taken a nice, steady line through 1 and 2. We've got Travis Parrott in the 33, going to try and cut down to his inside, but he doesn't quite have the track position there. Sean Stevens going to get a nice start, but that has allowed Travis Parrott to potentially jump Nick Ryan here, as Nick Ryan's just sort of caught out a little bit wider than the 98. We've got Ethan Bastian already up 3 positions from the start, starting at the rear of the grid. He's up into 5th, chasing on that inside line, going to go into the inside of Luke Johnson in that 54 purple machine. You can see it there on the inside. He's really making a charge on these early stages, Toddy.
He's having an absolute blinder. It's a nice looking car too, but he's definitely getting in the groove. He's getting a really nice line down that right down the bottom there. Yeah, he's really getting some great exit speed as well. With a bit more of a straight at Knoxville, it's great to see these guys battling.
Slightly longer track as well, and he's really, you can see how pinpoint position he is. He's going about a wheel width off that inside berm, but if he goes onto the inside berm, he'll quite easily over-rotate. So he's going lower than anyone else, and he's also... Travis Parrott cutting him off, not letting him take the inside line. That's pretty aggressive from Travis in the early stages of this heat. So they've got 3 laps to go, but it looks like Ethan Bastian is the quickest car on track at the moment. 2/10 quicker than Sean Stevens, our race leader, and he's going to try to get this drive, but he's actually caught the inside berm, and that's allowed Nick Ryan to get a run to the outside. Now, the outside line is the quicker line later in the race, but currently with the good track condition, we've got that inside line is where you want to be, and this is exactly where Ethan's going. He's going to go on the inside here of Travis Parrott. Travis gets the momentum off the corner, but that's also allowed Nick Ryan on the inside of Ethan, and these guys are battling it hard for the win here. And Sean Stevens is not that far away, but they're going to run out of laps with the current battling, I reckon. 1 to go. Travis Parrott tries to go for the inside line, but he's actually cut himself off there, and Nick Ryan has come up and hit Ethan Bastian, and Nick Ryan has suddenly lost his top wing, and there's a bit of Nico crash, and they're doing wheel stand. Watch out!
Oh, Ethan Jones and Nick Ryan.
Tyler Sheaf got caught up there in the back, but I believe that was post-race, so they were battling there till the end, but a little bit of iRacing Nico there making, believe it was Nick Ryan's top wing disappear, and it was a wingless sprint car there for a second. So.
And no wonder it just did a massive wheelie, right? That much horsepower in these things.
Oh, absolutely. And yeah, these things are hard enough to drive, just imagine with less downforce.
100%. See if we can get
but
the
that'll
results
see
for that last one for the
Sean Stevens. That'll be Sean Stevens starting from pole position for our feature, our 30-lap feature later tonight at the end of these 3 heats. For heat number 2, we've got Blaine Densley off the pole position, Kobe Wright in P2, Jason Crawford starting in P3, Justin Wright in P4, Connor Nixon in P5, Jason Burke in P6, and Mickey Locke in P7. So slightly smaller grid on this one car less. It'll be 7 in this heat and 7 in the next heat. Mickey Locke starting out of P7. Hopefully he can jump up into, I believe he needs to be in 6 or above to transfer, so he'll need to gain 1 position. So hopefully he can avoid the bit of carnage from the rear and he can come through and make the feature race.
Yeah, should be great. We got old Mickey Locke at the back there. He's got 2 top 10s in a row. He's pretty stoked. 3 top 10s in a row, hasn't it been? So that's just been through so much carnage. Loving it.
Yeah, absolutely. Last couple of top 10s and just avoiding all the wreckage. It looks like they will be pacing up here through 1 and 2. They've got about half a lap to go before they're going to go green, and that safety car will pull off to the inside. It's going to be interesting. Sean Stevens went quite late in that first heat. We'll see if Blaine Stenley will do the same, back them up a little bit, or if he's going to go early and get a good jump and take the preferred line that he wants into turn 1. He's got Kobe Wright on his outside in the 078. So outside line's not as prominent yet as this track wears in, so I think for the third heat, the outside line might be the preferred one off the start. But they are green, and Blaine Dempsey jumps down straight to the inside, and he's going to cover off Kobe, but Jason Crawford's actually going to get the run on the inside line, and you can already see that little bit of slick that you want to avoid on the corner entry to stop the over rotate and sort of go mid-line as we see Blaine Densley doing. But that's allowed Kobe Wright to get the nice momentum on the outside, and Kobe's hit the inside. Well, shouldn't he's going to save it. Good save, Kobe. It's not easy to do when you go around that, but you can sort of see that cushion on the outside line just getting wider and wider, and this track becoming more multi-grooved as these heats go on. So I think in the next heat we're going to see a lot more guys jump up the top, but we've also had Jason Burke toe to the pit lane here, and it looks like he's got a bit of damage to the top wing and to the front bar. So we'll see if we can possibly see what's happened there, but that means Mickey Locke is up from P7 to P6 into the transfer spot, so he will be in the final. It looks like Jason Burke might have actually just had a potential hardware failure as he's sort of recovered from a spin there, and he's going left. He's jigging the wheel, and he's all over the place. So I think he might actually have a little bit of potential hardware failure, because nothing menacing happened. He didn't hit a wall by the look of it. A little bit of damage, but that can quite easily be caused by just running up against the wall with iRacing's netcode damage model. But anyway, back to the front. We've got 3 laps left, and Blaine Stenley has just set the fastest lap of the race with a 16.0 over Kobe Wright with a 16.1. So that's neck and neck up here in the front, with the 18 just holding on. And this is fighting for the front row for the feature. So these guys will both be wanting it. And over the line, Kobe actually led that lap. So it's anything can happen here. Oh, and we've got Mickey Locke with a bit of damage in front as well. Hopefully he doesn't hold these leaders up as they're battling for the lead. We did hold up Kobe Wright a little bit, but it's all part of dirt racing as they start the last lap, and Jason Crawford's going to go to the outside, same with Justin Wright. Looks like Mickey Locke and Jason Burke might have potentially got into a little bit of a crash early on, with both cars suffering a bit of damage there. Just looking at Mickey Locke's car.
Yeah.
But as they come across the start-finish line, that is going to be Blaine Stenley setting the fastest lap on the last lap. He's going to be starting alongside Sean Stevens on the front row from Kobe Wright, Jason Crawford, and Justin Wright. Last heat for tonight, and we've got the championship leader starting off the pole position, Braden Miller from Brent Hobbs, who's in 4th, currently chasing down Matt Bailey. P3 is Scotty Rankin. Craig 4 is Craig Plater, your current 2nd position in points. Brooke Marcus in 5th, Nathan Allen in 6th, and Mr. Andrew Cowan will be rounding out the grid in the 3rd heat.
Oh, it's going to get pretty tight, I think, in this heat.
Yeah, 3 of your 4 championship combatants are in this race, so it'll be interesting. I know Braden's definitely going to be going out as fast as he can in that number 2 tin delivery this week. By the look of the car, he's in changing liveries every week.
That's classic.
And it's he's got Brent Hobbs on the outside. Brent Hobbs is always a formidable opponent in one of these sprint cars. Oh, excuse me. So it's not going to come easy to him. He's definitely going to have to work, and he's got a couple of people behind him, and Craig Plater, who's definitely going to try and, I know it's only heats, but if he can jump Braden Miller in the heats, it means he'll start in front of him, at least one row in front of him for the feature, which could be the difference between avoiding a wreck or being in a wreck. So it's going to be interesting to see what his game plan and what Braden's game plan is for this round. I reckon Braden's going to go as fast as he can, and Craig's going to try and hope that Braden comes into a little bit of contact or accident and will fall to the back. I reckon that's about the only chance that Craig's got in the in this championship, just with the points differential they're currently at.
Yeah, so it's 105 points for a win. That's serving me right, isn't it? So
150 for a win.
Yeah, 150 for a win. That's right. Yeah. So 17th, he has to come back up. He has to, get higher than 17th. I'm sure he'll do that, and I'm sure he wants to do better than even the number on his car tonight. But
Exactly. It's going to be hard for Craig to not win this, especially if he makes the feature. He gets the points, so regardless, as long as he turns the lap, I believe he's going to be crowned the champion with a 71 from Marcus, but a little bit of potential jump start there, but it looks like it doesn't matter. He's actually come into contact with Nathan Allen, and Nathan Allen is around in the background up against the fence, and he's had to tow to pit lane with a bit of damage, so unfortunately Brooke has slid up and caused that one for Nathan Allen. So we'll see if there's any potential penalty there for Brooke. But as Braden Miller's really ripping that high line, as these guys are battling 5 wide almost for the second position. Scotty Rankin's really hugging that inside line. Brent Hobbs is sort of holding the inside line, and Brooke Marcus is going for the outside, trying to get the momentum to go around everyone here. And Craig Plater, he's actually down one position. He has lost the position to Brooke, so he's going to be looking to potentially gain here. He's got a good run out of this corner. He's going to go to the high side of Scotty Rankin. He's going to try and follow Brooke around on this high line and make this high line work. Cutting in nicely, as long as he avoids Scotty Rankin, he's back into 4th position. And if he can make that move work where he cuts down a little bit earlier, he's got the momentum here on Brooke. He's going to send it to the inside. I would expect to see a bit of a slide job here from Plater, and there it is. And Brooke expected it, but he's got the crisscrossing, got the cutback, but Craig's got the momentum on the outside here, so it's going to be interesting to see Brooke sliding up. Craig's got the drive. He's going to go to the inside again as we get a nice patch of mud over the camera.
Yeah, so good. So
he's going to hold. It's nothing like realism except for an iRacing. It's great fun. As Brooke's still on the inside. Oh, he's got a bit of a slide job. It's the second car he's hit tonight. Craig Plater's going for the inside run. He's going to try and do the reverse slide job. He's not going to be nice here with Brooke after Brooke's little contact there. These leaders are going to be coming up to the last lap. It's going to be the battle of the slide jobs. I think Craig's going to just sort of check up mid. He's actually going to drive around the outside. I was expecting him to check up, but he's going to go around the outside as they start the last lap of the race. We've got Braden Miller with a 1.5 second lead over Brent Hobbs. He is checked out, and he will be winning this heat. As for the big battle we're looking on is for P3, where the Craig can hold off Brooke, because every position counts, and it looks like he is. And Scotty Rankin's actually trying to make a battle with Brooke for P4, but he's not going to be able to quite make it. So Braden Miller's going to take the win in the heat, followed by Brent Hobbs, Craig Plater, Brooke Marcus, Scotty Rankin, Andrew Cowan, and Nathan Allen after that unfortunate incident is in P7. So it looks like we've got 22 drivers that are going to be making this feature race. And they pretty much are all starting as they qualify. Craig Plater actually gained 1 position. He qualified 10th. He's going to be starting the feature in 9th. Nick Ryan's down 1. Travis Barrett's up 1. And that's about all we've got. Ethan Bastian is up 10.
Whoa,
so
come on. Get in, son.
He had some good heats.
Let's see if we can... Once they've all loaded on track and everyone's on, we'll try and get the grid up for it, guys.
They will be advancing the warm-up here as they've closed the track to prevent it from wearing too much, so they will be skipping straight to the feature here, so we'll be right into the action momentarily.
This is going to be awesome. Do you think it's going to take a real beating, this track? Do you think it's really going to change all that much? As long as we don't see too many safety cars? Or?
Yeah, it really depends on the green flag running. Like, realistically, through the season, we haven't had a huge amount of green flag running, so we haven't had to see these tracks evolve as much as we would in the racing sort of plan out as much as we possibly could. But if we can get some good, solid green flag runs, and I reckon maybe 1 or 2 cautions ideally at the start, and we can still sort of go green for most of it. Definitely, we're going to see multi-groove racing, and we're going to see people hunting for grip, which is what we want to see, and it's going to make this race definitely interesting. As we've got our DSL Welding grid up here. So off P1 is Sean Stevens, P2 Blaine Desley, P3 is your championship leader Braden Miller, and as long as he finishes this races in P17 or above, he will be the championship leader. Travis Parrott P4, Kobe Wright P5, Brent Hobbs current P4 in points, chasing down Craig Plater in P6, Nick Ryan 7, Jason Crawford 8, Craig Plater currently P2 in points, which if he can stay there and Brent stays in 6, he will stay in second position. Ethan Bastian, 1 to watch in P10, Justin Wright P11, Brooke Marcus in P12, Matt Bailey, current P3 in points, he's a little bit further back in qualifying, so he'll be looking to make his way back up. Connor Nixon P14, Scotty Rankin P15, Luke Johnson out of P16, Mickey Locke out of P17, and I believe Sean Stevens has just spun coming out of the pits.
That is correct. Yeah.
Which is exactly what I did.
It's never
so
a good
hopefully
omen,
he'll
is
be
it?
able to take his grid position. Looks like he will be able to take his grid position back up there. Cowie in P18, Tyler Sheff P19, Jason Burke P20, Nathan Allen P21, and Mick Wilson will round out the grid in P22. So it's not just me that does it, it's other people. It's good drivers as well.
Exactly right. So that makes me feel a lot better about me doing it.
Absolutely, me too.
Nice. Here we go. See if we can get this good starter cam as well. These guys are just warming up their tyres, getting out and behind the safety car. Do that sort of warm up lap, and then we'll get onto the action.
Absolutely, they got 1 to green. They're about halfway through. They can just go and pace down the back straight. Safety car, it's a little bit in front of them. Sean Stevens giving a nice good gap to it. The track has already evolved, so it looks like we might actually get to see a lot more wear on this track as Brett Wheeler, our RC, for the season, and tonight has put the track state to about 15%. As they're coming up to the green flag, Sean Stevens is our pole setter from Blaine Stanley. We are green for the championship round. Sean Stevens going to take the inside line. Braden Miller immediately to the outside of the slicking, trying to gain a position. He's so close to getting hit by Nick Ryan. We've got Brent Hobbs that's fallen down 6 positions on the start. He has not had a good start. He's from P6 to P12. Craig Plater has had a great jump from P9 to P6, so that is going to help with his second position in points. Brooke Marcus up 4 positions on the first lap, and we've got Jason Burke up 5 as well. The biggest loser is definitely Brent Hobbs down 6, and Mickey Locke down 3 into P20. Not a good start by Brent Hobbs there, but unfortunately I think by the sound of it someone might have made a little bit of contact with him and just sort of over-rotated him, so not ideal, but you know, he's got 30 laps. He might be able to try and make his way back through the field here a little bit.
Yeah, and it seems, just zoom in on this, on Mickey's car, it doesn't look too, still looks pretty shiny to me, so I don't know, there might be not a hell of a lot of damage on his car either, so let's have a look at Brent Hobbs and just see if he's
potentially over-rotated a little bit. Can't see any obvious damage, but obviously he might have a little bit of potential steering damage, which in one of these things does not make it easy, but he also could have just over-rotated, as we see Justin Wright there on his inside, but it's, he's gained a couple of positions back already. He's back up to P10. Craig Plater just hit the fastest lap of the race with a 16, really a couple of tenths quicker than these top guys, but these top guys are currently going 3 wide through every corner. Between Blaine Densley, Braden Miller, and Sean Stevens. Sean Stevens just dropped down from P1 to P3. Braden Miller's up to P2. They're trying to go as high as they can. You've got Nick Ryan sort of just going a little bit lower than everyone else, trying to ride the front wheels on that slick and see if he can get a slightly faster line. But Sean Stevens into the wall. He did that last week, and that gave him steering damage. So hopefully he hasn't done that again, because that will end his any championship run to gain points. But we've also got our first caution of the night here, boys. Not too bad.
It's Justin Wright, was it? Who's had a bit of a... Hasn't nothing shown up on SDK there? It's just, maybe it's a self-made error.
It's Scotty Rankin that is tumbling down the order as I've currently got it. So it looks like Scotty Rankin has fallen to the back here, so along with someone else. I'm just trying to pick up who it is, the number 12.
Yeah, it's Justin Wright, was it?
I believe so. So it could have been Scotty Rankin and Justin Wright potentially coming together there, having a little bit of a moment, because they both significantly lost positions. And we'll see if we can find out what we've got. So Scotty Rankin's just running around on the high line here.
Oh, wow.
That's
That
a
was
car.
iRacing. That looks
That
like
is a
netcode
car
somehow.
that is potentially driven into the gutter. So that was Justin Wright, I
That was
believe.
Justin Wright,
And
yeah.
the 78 that just
Let's
got
have a look at
absorbed
Justin
by
Wright.
the wall.
Go back a bit.
See if we can find this incident and go live and just see what's happened here.
Wow, hang on. We'll just come back a little bit. Sorry, apologies, everyone. Thought I'd nailed it there. Okay, so he's just come around. Oh, got in the gutter. That's the gutter you were talking about earlier. Wow, that is catastrophic.
Had a little bit of a bobble and then just had to counter steer and she goes. Surprisingly, it's still drivable after that flip by the look of it.
Wow, really sucked him in, didn't it?
Yeah, I'd say much heavy damage for him to continue potentially. So we'll have to see. He might start from. He might go in and do a little bit of damage repairs and come back out, try and get as many points as he can as he physically can. But it looks like the pace car is going to be in this lap. These boys are forming up 2 by 2. We've got Braden Miller on the outside, which he likes the high line at every other track. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does here against Blaine Desley in the 18. Followed behind him is Sean Stevens, and can't quite see the number 98 is.
We got Blaine Densley.
Nick Ryan.
Yeah, Nick Ryan.
So single file straight away off the start. So the top 4 all fell into line pretty easily, which allowed Craig Plater to try and gain a position, but Justin Crawford is going for the slow job. Craig Plater's bouncing off the wall. Oh, Blaine Densley is in a crash.
Oh,
it shows
no.
That's the whole field. That's the biggest crash in the season.
Massive.
That is 4 to 5 cars out of this race, and I believe that could potentially be the championship leader out of the race. And Craig Plater is up the front. He has made it through that crash. We'll have to go back and see.
We'll have to have a look at this. Wow,
we'll have to go back and see what's happened here, because this could have massive championship implications for multiple drivers. So we'll jump on board here with Blaine Densley and just see exactly what's happened. So. Oh, it's all Braden Miller.
Braden Miller.
It's all Braden Miller who's clipped the wall, I believe, gotten too far in. It's taken out Sean Stevens. It looks like they actually got away with it a little bit here with the amount of damage they've got, but so I think he's just going to go too far. Yeah, a little bit in the gutter, and then iRacing's just kicked him off the wall, and oh, it's a hard hit, but it looks like he's got away with it by straightening up his wheel there. So Blaine Densley got out of that scot-free, but it's helped a lot of people jump back up the leaderboard. But it's going to be interesting to see how damaged Braden Miller's car is and what he's going to be going like, because it didn't look pretty.
Did not, did it? We'll have a look at see if we can see what's happened with the rest of these guys here, but might be going. Oh, we're still in yellow for another lap, so we'll have a look at how it unfolded and chain reacted on everybody else. So that was Blaine Densley having that little bit of a crash. We'll go to Jason Crawford, how that happened into him, and then Jason Crawford into Ethan Bastian into Scotty Rankin into Craig Plater, then Nick Ryan into Luke Johnson, Matt Bailey. Yeah, we've pretty much got the whole field sewn up there, so we'll have a look. On board with Ethan Bastian first, I believe, should be the one. Oh,
he's able to go under and miss everyone. I got Brooke Marcus on his side, but it looks like everyone surprisingly got out of that scot-free as they're going to be coming back to green here. Scotty Rankin's got a bit of damage there. Jason Burke's got a little bit. But they're going to be coming back to green. Blaine Densley got a great start. Craig Plater's still in P4. He's going to jump up to P3 here by the look of it. But Ethan Bastian is made up a few positions. He has to go back off the leaderboard. No, that is a massive crash. That is Jason Crawford, Nick Ryan.
Oh, that's ouch. And then Cowie's gotten rocked in the back of it as well. Look at this. So he's dropped down the field here as well. He's back into the pits now as well.
He is definitely a bit bunted there. And it's Jason Crawford who's had to tow. Andrew Cowie has had to tow. It looks at this rate that Braden Miller will be the champion as long as he can just finish a few more cars crash out in front of him. So Jason Crawford just sort of came down to weave away from, I believe it was Nick Ryan up the top, and just collected Travis Parrott. And unfortunately didn't have really anywhere to go. As Braden Miller almost got caught up there right at the end as well, and had to do a nice little Scandi flicker around Nick Ryan to avoid even more damage that he might be carrying.
We'll just flick to Cowie quickly here. This is what's happened to Cowie. I'm not sure if he got caught up in it or whether he's just made a bit of a mistake. But
gonna say he gets caught up in it, just going off that. Braden Miller's
Oh,
behind.
wow. Clipped on
Tyler
the braking.
Yeah, Tyler Sheaf was actually avoiding and slowing down, and I don't think Cowie quite realised how slow he was going. And unfortunately, he's clipped it. So that's no fault of anyone's, but yeah, that's unfortunate there, as these guys, I believe, are going to be coming back to green. Or they got one to go. They still got one more pace lap to go.
We got Braden Miller down in 14th place now, guys. So he's only if he drops down 3 more places or 4 more places, he could lose his championship here. No pressure.
It definitely looks like there's a couple of people behind him that have damage. His car looks relatively unscathed. Can we possibly grab a cockpit camera? I just want to see what his steering angle's like as he comes around onto the straight.
And we'll get
It's pretty straight. It's actually not too bad. It'll be interesting. I think he's got a little bit of steering damage. Not a hell of a lot, but definitely got a little bit.
He's definitely a bit right hand down though, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's turning lefty and yeah.
Yeah, but the guy of his experience, he'll be alright as he actually gets a nice start on the restart here. He's going to get past Mickey Lock, I reckon, before the start-finish line. Go to the outside, and as long as he can sort of stay there or thereabouts, he's definitely got the pace. He's still able to work that car into grooves where he needs to be, and Sean Stevens is following him back through as well because after their incident. So I feel like he got lucky with that one, and he definitely was able to, you know, didn't have to tow and his night be over. So Craig Plater is currently up in P2, so he needs to be where he is, and he's just got to hope a little bit more bad luck happens to Braden Miller, as Braden's already up to 11th after that restart, gaining 4 positions off the start. So I think it's going to be hard at this rate for Craig Plater to overcome Braden Miller, as he's just got another position getting past Tyler Sheaf. He's already back into the top 10 after 3 laps of green. As you can see, the big cluster they've got there, and Braden Miller's involved in that. He's right at the tail of it. We've got Scotty Rankin heading it up, Nathan Allen making his way back through. You've got Jason Burke in the middle of it there, and there's Braden Miller doing a nice slow job. He's into the fence again, potentially getting more damage as he's getting passed by Nick Wilson here. So he's not making it easy on himself.
He's not, is he? He's not doing himself any favours. He just wanted to.
2 more cars.
That's Jason Crawford by the look of that on the outside.
That was
Jason Burke. Sorry, apologies. That was
definitely Jason Burke, and he's had to tow. That's another car. That's another good retirement for on Braden's point of view. But that car got collected after the fact. So I'd like to go back and have a little look-see there with Jason Burke, because.
Oh, what? Sorry. Apologies. We will go back and have a look at that one.
We've got Nathan Allen on the outside, Jason Burke's there, we've got this, I believe that's a 78. Little bump, and around he goes, and now he's going to catch the catch fence, and then he gets collected, and he is gone. And that is his night done.
Mate, like a spinning top in the air. That would not have been fun inside of that car. I hope he wasn't in VR, because that would not have been nice.
True, very true. If he was in VR, that would be nauseating for sure.
Yeah. Projectile straight onto your screen would not be a nice thing, would it? Oh, you wouldn't have a screen, but you know. Good old VR. I don't know how they do it actually in VR. Everyone raves about it, but I've had a go of the old VR, and I find it quite nauseating just trying to race in it. So, good on you to all those boys out there on the VR.
Yeah, it's I've tried it a couple of times, and yeah, it's definitely not fun. But we'll see if we can go back, get some live photos here as I go double file for this restart. They've got about half a lap to go of pacing up, but it's definitely anyone's game at this rate. You got Craig Plater on the outside. He is the P2 in points, and he needs a bad result for Braden Miller in order to get this championship. He's trying everything he can. He's doing what he needs to do. He's just got to hope that Braden Miller there in P9 and the Tinder car on the inside row, 5 rows back, just gets in a bit more accident, which... Oh, that's a great start by Blaine Densley, and it's actually going to catch Craig out a little bit, and Scotty Rankin's going to have to do a little bit of a slide job here to get the momentum to get past Matt, but I don't think he's going to. Oh, Matt's actually just tapped the wall a little bit, so it's going to allow that breather there, and Brooke Marcus is now on the high line trying to go around all of them. or Nathan Allen with a nice little slider, and Braden Miller is lost the position. Sean Stevens has actually got in front of him. Oh, there's Braden Miller. Oh, Braden's just caused a massive accident. He's done a massive slide job. That could be his night done. That is his night done. That is Braden Miller towing.
Wow, that is a massive upset. Let's have a look at this. Wowee. Maybe it was commentator curse, but oh, wow, that's pretty crazy. He had to finish lowest 17th tonight, so...
I believe so. I'll double check the points, but he's just driven straight in there too hard, collected 83, and around he's going. So unfortunately, he's got no one but himself for that one to blame. Just overdriving it a little bit. So I'm going to redo a little bit of math here, so I'll give you the comms for a sec, and I'll...
okay. So
I'll go do some math just to double check that the points are correct.
Good. So as Stefan's doing that, I'll just take the time to take a big shout out to all our sponsors. So thank you very much to DSL Welding Services for all your series sponsorship for all our different races. Big shout out to our stream sponsor, Pagnian Advanced Simulations. Big shout out to our safety car promo department, and also all our new sponsors. Also Toyo Sim. We got Toyo Sim. We've got Melville, and we have Wayne Brown Tools also. So thank you very much for all your support across all our series. And it's been great, and everybody out there in viewerland as well. It's been absolutely awesome to have you guys here for our first season of dirt ovals, and I've learned a lot about lines, and I've actually really enjoyed driving these cars now. So you know, if you guys want to be part of next season, jump on as well. That would be absolutely awesome. Season registrations are open. We have a week break between this week and we starting our next season. So you got a little bit of time to get a bit of practice in, register there, and yeah, jump in race if you'd like. And if you're not much of a racer but you like watching racing, make sure you please hit that notification bell, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button on YouTube too, if that goes a long way to help us put all this together and bring you this awesome commentary every week. So Stefan is just in the background. He's working out our new point system. But here we go. Restart. We have Blaine Densley in first, followed by Craig Plater and Scotty Rankin in third, having a great little restart. Beautiful restart here. Matt Bailey with a beautiful restart as well. Sean Stevens back up to where he was in his rightful place, I think, a bit further up in the field there. But Tyler Sheaf having a bit of a moment. Sorry, apologies. So we have
so look.
Oh, yep.
So just the button with the points. It looks like if Craig Plater wins the race, to win outright on points, Braden Miller would need to finish P19. If he finishes P18, he will be on the same points, but Braden Miller will win on countback due to multiple round wins over Craig. So it's going to be dependent on who can get out of the pits, who can potentially do a few laps to gain positions, what's going to happen on that front. So we'll keep an eye on it. I believe he's currently in P16, I believe. So we'll keep an eye on it, and we'll see what happens there with the points.
Yeah, P16. See what happens with the points.
So he's in P16. He's got...
We have another yellow flag. We have another yellow flag.
He's got 2 cars behind him that have been towing for multiple minutes, and 2 cars that I believe have decided to call it quit. So I think he's pretty safe. But he's not done it the easy way tonight by the look of it. But yeah, as we say, we've still got 10 laps to go in this feature, so anything can happen.
I'm not sure what's actually happened there between this. I'm not getting a hell of a lot of replay. So if anybody out in the comments land, or if you know Stefan there, I'm not sure why we've gone back into yellow flag. But we definitely have very, very quickly.
I would guess someone's probably just over-rotated themselves. I couldn't see anything that was obvious.
Untoward.
Yeah, and didn't look like any crashes happened. So I will guess that someone has had just a little self-spin and triggered the iRacing safety car. Well, the yellow flag system, sorry.
Blaine Densley. He had a few drop rounds, and he had a bit of a mixed season, didn't he? But he's definitely got the pace to run it with these guys. But it's going to be very interesting to see whether Craig Plater can pull this off, because we know that I think Braden Miller and Blaine Densley are very, very quick on their restarts, and that's why you could see Blaine Densley actually, garnishes quite a gap as soon as he gets out on that restart. Also, so.
Yeah, absolutely, and looks like Jason Burke is still towing, so he's not going to be coming out. So yeah, just looking at it, looks like Braden Miller is going to get away with the championship win. He's been pretty consistent, and that's paid off for the season for his bad race, which he's left to the last round. So as I say, we'll keep an eye on it in case any of these other guys decide to come out. But in order to finish P19, there's going to have cars that need to come out and do 8 laps, to get back past them. And I can't see that happening in the amount of time we've got, because they'd have to be coming out of pits pretty soon. And I believe a couple of them have even lost the server already as we go back green with Blaine Densley going a nice high line. Ethan Bastian there on the inside trying to do something a little bit different, trying to catch him up, and he's actually got the jump on Craig Plater. Craig's trying to run that cushion, trying to run the high line, which is definitely dangerous. Ooh, sorry, with the gutter that we've seen already absorb Jason Wright earlier in the night. But he's got to try something. He has to win in order to potentially force the point situation. But at the moment, he's definitely looking like he's going to hold P2 in the points if he stays where he currently is in P3. Matt Bailey. Oh, Craig Plater's in the fence. It's going to cost him a couple of positions. He's going to lose out to Sean Stevens, and Tyler Sheaf coming on the inside. He's had to overcorrect and get away from Matt Bailey, and it's all over the place. Everyone's sliding around.
But you can see how bad that track is now, how shiny that track is now. They're struggling to find grip here.
Absolutely. This is what we've been wanting to see all season with this track evolve. Tyler Sheaf, and as silly as it sounds, there is tyre wear that you need to look after here, and Tyler Sheaf finding all the dirt on the inside there, trying to use the inside cushion as a way to go around the track, as Brent Hobbs in front of him taking the inside line. Scotty Rankin trying to go around the outside of Brent Hobbs here and trying to keep their momentum, run the high line, run the cushion. Ethan Bastian and Blaine Densley going hard at it up the front as well. Sean Stevens a few seconds back from them as they come into lap traffic of the Brook Marcus, and I believe that is the 98 of Nick Ryan. See how close they're going to the fence here with Sean Stevens, as Matt Bailey is trying to go around the outside here of Nick Ryan as well, trying to hunt down Sean Stevens for that last podium position. Craig Plater has fallen down to P11.
Oh, yellow flag. Blaine Densley's had a big crash. Blaine Densley. Wow.
And I think that's also caught out Craig Plater, because he's dropped down from 2nd to 10th. He's had a bit of steering damage. Oh, that is massive from the race leader.
Whoa.
That challenges Cowie for 9 barrel rolls.
That is more than 9. That's got to be more than 9. That is craziness. That is insane. Let's go back and put a bit of slow motion on that puppy, eh?
see if we can count them. See if we can beat the 9 of Andrew Cowan last week. So he's just gone over that big cushion, got too much of it into the fence, and around she goes. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Call that 6. 7, 8.5. I'm gonna call that maybe 8.
Oh, that's 9. That's essentially 8 because he's back on his wheels.
Yeah, I'll call that 8. So Cowie still holds it with 9 last week. It was a magnificent effort. And as you can see on the top of the screen there, Brock's getting into a little bit of incident as well. So it's Blaine Densley's in the pits. That's gonna pretty much wrap up his night as well. That's going to put Sean Stevens at the top with Matt Bailey and Tyler Sheaf, I believe. No, it isn't. It's Ethan Bastian, Sean Stevens, and Craig Plater still there. Is that Craig or is that Travis Perry? I can't quite see the note. That's still Craig Plater there in the 94.
Craig Plater's in 69.
Oh, 69. So he's jumped back a little bit. Who am I seeing there in that car? I think it's iRacing Trading Paints playing up.
Oh,
it's Matt Bailey, sorry. Matt Bailey in the 94 is currently up there in P3, who's actually a potential chance with that incident to Craig Plater. He potentially will jump into P2 in the points and take Craig off. So it's all to place still here. So we got
it's all getting mixed up tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. We've got Ethan Bastian off the front, Sean Stevens going to the high line. You can see the momentum you get on that high line, but it's Matt Bailey actually who's got the momentum on the inside line, just running that cushion. He's going for a little bit of a slide job up here on Sean. Sean's going to get the cut back on him. Scotty Rankin's all over the back of Brent Hobbs here with 2 laps to go. He's going to try and get up to P4, but Matt Bailey's going to cut to the inside of Sean Stevens, get the drive off the corner, and Scotty Rankin's going to do the same sort of thing to Brent Hobbs here, and these guys are all battling out as they're going to come into the white flag. They're on the white flag, and Ethan Bastian is now your race leader. You have 4 corners to go. He's got a nice little buffer here to Matt Bailey as they're going to be coming around turn 3 and 4. You'll see them coming into the picture any second now. Here they come.
Sorry.
Ethan Bastian is going to be your round winner from Matt Bailey. Who's going to get 3rd position? It's going to be Sean Stevens, and that is going to be your podium from Brent Hobbs, Scotty Rankin, Tyler Sheaf with a season best in P6, Mick Wilson P7, Nathan Allen P8, Mickey Locke P9, Luke Johnson P10, Craig Plater P11, Nick Ryan as your lap down in P11, Brooke Marcus 13, Justin Wright 14, Blaine Densley after that strong race in P15, and Braden Miller, your championship winner, inaugural Sprint Cars championship winner. Unfortunately not the best around, but he still gets the championship in P16. Jason Burke P17, Travis Parrott 18, Jason Crawford 19, Andrew Cowie in P20, Kobe Wright 21, and Connor Nixon rounding out your grid for tonight's race in P22.
Wow, that was crazy, man. We did see a lot of safety cars, but that track that looked pretty slippery, like quite undrivable. I think if they had another 10 laps, that would have been even more carnage, to be honest.
Yeah, it definitely gripped up a little bit. It looked like it was sort of gripped up. It sort of got tarmacy as such, more like road. But it was definitely something different, and I think it was definitely the most entertaining of the season so far, I reckon.
Most definitely some massive crashes in the middle there. That was pretty nuts. But it was a big pile up, but a lot of people came off not too bad. But, special mention again, Mickey Locke got a 9th place, top 10 again, 4 weeks in a row. Good on you, mate. Bloody hell. That's awesome. I love to see these guys actually really improving and things like that, so it's great to see these guys, and we've seen some really mixed rounds from everybody. And it's great to see Kobe Wright in as well. So hopefully we'll see Kobe Wright back in next season also. It would be awesome to see him back.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll see if we can drag these podium positions in. And as usual, I'll let you take the interview, Scotty. Toddy.
Sorry. Nah, it's a good mate.
Scotty.
Oh, good. If you jump down, I'll jump it in. So we got Sean Stevens first up in 3rd place. Great drive from you tonight, Sean. You seem to stay out of trouble there, even though there was a lot of trouble to be had.
Yeah, for a first, I guess.
That was a bit of a nice change. You haven't had the best of luck the last couple of weeks, so it's great to have you back here and back on the grid. So, how did you find tonight? Have you had much experience around Knoxville? Do you like the track or?
Yeah, I love Knoxville. Haven't done much practice, and I've only really been getting on for this league and ODSE lately. Haven't really done much practice, so it's probably half the reason I've been getting taken out during the season, But the tracks I do like, I run well at. So tonight, I guess this track's one of the tracks I like. So yeah.
Oh, nice. And that looked like there was quite a bit of degradation towards the end of it. Was it quite slippery towards the end of that track, or did it start to grip up towards the end?
It actually felt mint towards the end. I think we should have went out and done the 3-minute warm-up. That probably would have helped the track a little bit more. I think it was good. I had to come back from 20th after that first incident, so
absolutely
just watching everyone else's line and just ripping around the top was fun. So, and that's what I like. So yeah, pulled them in pretty quick, and I was glad to get back up on the podium.
Yeah, it was very, very great driving from you tonight. We saw you picking that high line, and it's a very fine line towards the end of that track, end of that lap, and you're just keeping it off the wall where a lot of them couldn't. And I think that's where you had a little bit of an advantage there tonight. So Who would you like to thank tonight, man?
Just all the sponsors on the car, YOB. Give a shout out to Braden Miller. He was a bit unlucky there. He was going for the slider. Like, it was fun battling with him coming back through the pack. He was a bit unlucky there. Ethan, well done, and Matt Bailey, well done. Just you guys for putting on the show, and what a series it was. Thanks to Brett for putting it on. Hopefully you put on another one and we get back at it.
Well, yeah, awesome. It'd be great to see you back for next season also. It'd be great. In the dirt, getting all dirty in the dirt. It's great to see you guys out there, and there's always a bit of carnage, but it's great to see these guys listed down in the field. Also, we've seen a lot of real guys really nicely improve as well along the season. So hopefully we got a week break between the seasons and then we come back. So yeah, well, hopefully we can see you next time.
Definitely be back.
Awesome, legendary. Thanks heaps, mate.
P2, Matt Bailey.
Mr. Matt Bailey. Bring him down here. Mr. Matt Bailey, what a drive from you tonight, mate. Fight back, and you just caned it back through the pack there, up 11 positions from your starting position. Great drive from you tonight, mate. How'd you find the track?
Mate, I'm going to be honest. I think this is a little bit surreal, to be honest. Mate, the track was just absolutely, it was on point tonight. Awesome. This Knoxville Raceway, they call it the sprint car capital of the world for a reason, and mate, this place is just phenomenal. I love it, and like I said, this track was just absolutely on point.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, it kind of showed that you really love this track as well. You've obviously done quite a few laps around here,
mate. Yeah, it's been quite a few laps around here in different classes, sprint cars mainly, but this it's unreal. I think this is, mate, I'm puffed out. The race was full on.
It was such awesome. It was master drive from you. You had some great passes through there, real nice and smooth. Even though there was a lot of carnage, you managed to keep out of it, even though you came from the back of the pack all the way through. So, absolutely stellar drive from you tonight, mate. Who would you like to thank?
Thanks, mate. Yeah, it was a good effort with the boys, and big thanks to Jason Crawford and Jason Burke for bringing me on with the team with JSI, and I think we fell back to about 17th or something there at one stage, and it was just patience, like I said once before. I think with a podium this season, and I think that was back at I-55, and like I said, patience just wears off. But big thanks to Hobbs Trenching and Boring, JSI Racing Sim Sports team, iRacing at Outlaws TV. Big thanks to everyone else on the car, SP Tools, KRA Race Engines. It's just all on. Yeah, thanks, lads. And bit surreal, but yeah, awesome drive by everyone tonight. Congrats to Ethan and congrats to Braden on taking out the championship. Awesome drive, boys.
Absolutely stellar driving from everybody, and hopefully we can see you back next season as well for some more carnage.
Carnage, patience, sprint car racing, mate.
All goes hand in hand, doesn't it?
Absolutely, man. Yeah, sprint car racing is just a top-notch sport, and if you guys haven't witnessed it in real life, I tell you what, you really want to go and do that, and it's phenomenal, absolutely unreal. Thanks, guys.
And take the kids as well, because the kids absolutely go bananas for sprint cars.
Mate, absolutely. Even with demolition derbies are the bomb.
Hey, you want to tie your kids out, take them to Speedway, mate. It's definitely straight
That's
up.
it. Yeah. Absolutely. I think there's a few good tracks over where you guys are located. Well, I was actually back in early this year. We obviously couldn't get over there, but I know a few years back I went down to Western Springs in Auckland. And, mate, top. I tell you what. I've never seen such a beautiful, beautiful facility in my lifetime. That is just a great little venue, and can't go wrong with Western Springs. And I think we went out to Bay Park as well.
That's a great spot. Bay Park's awesome,
mate. I tell you what, Bay Park,
like grassroots, it's so good.
Grassroots, but I think Bay Park's very similar to a track here in Australia, and I can't pinpoint which one, but I know there's very, very a lot of similarities, should I say, with one of the tracks here in Australia. But awesome, and can't wait to get over there again, which is going to be cool.
Well, you always got a place to stay, mate, and I can definitely give you a tour around for great pubs and tracks. So, game
mate,
on.
I might just take you up on that. Don't stress.
Sweet as, all good, mate, all good. I got 2 rigs as well, so you got an extra rig you can practice on too.
And we'll bring in race winner, Ethan Bastion.
Mr. Ethan Bastion, what a drive, mate! Yeah, mate, the drive, and I love your livery as well. By the way, just on a side note.
Shout out to Velocity Races on for that. But no, it was really good, fun race. I was really angry. Not angry, just frustrated. I got turned earlier on in the race, and the car was not right. The whole steering was bent. It was turning, 90 degrees to the left to have the car go straight, and the only place I could run was really the bottom, so to keep out everyone's way, and I knew I couldn't run the top, so I just sat on the bottom and just picked cars off, and before I knew it, I was in second and then first and going for the lead. So that was good. Really boosted me confidence just to be able to do that, so it was awesome.
It's such a stellar drive, and we saw you. We actually commented on the commentary as well. You were very, very smooth on that bottom line, and you were smoother than anybody on that bottom line as well. And most people were actually picking to go the top line. Felt like they could get a bit more speed out of it, but I think you were just very, very smooth on that bottom line, and that's what your advantage was. And you were picking up a good couple of tenths a lap there for that center part of the race, and that was what really, really locked it down for you. It's a fantastic drive, mate.
Cheers. Yeah, no, I've done a lot of practice running the bottom there because not many people do pick it. So when it comes in, the 10 laps that it is quick, it's really good. So, after that restart, the bottom started to go away a bit. And I did make a few mistakes, but once I got it right, that final line with it going off a bit, I was really, really good again. But no, it takes a lot of practice, and yeah, it's awesome. So I love the bottom at Knoxville. It's probably my favourite part about the track, and probably my favourite track. So, yeah.
Oh, nice. Stellar drive, mate. So hopefully we'll see a bit more of you. It seems that took a few, maybe life got in the way, and you had a few drop rounds through the season there, but hopefully we'll see you next season right up the top with the rest of the boys as well again.
Yeah, definitely. I think if they run a season next season, I'll probably try to do every round. So it's a good series, good quick night, fixed setup. So there's no, buying setups and setup game in it. I can just jump on after work and still be up to pace, So like before tonight, my first lap was a heat race, and I think I came from last to third or fourth. So it being fixed setup makes it good. So it's a good series, and it's, fun, good drivers, makes it good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's great for us out in viewer land as well, just to see all the, it always offers a lot of action. You always see, there's always a few upsets, and some that you think or you predict will win don't end up winning because they get caught up in the carnage or something happens. So that's what makes it so exciting every week. And who would you like to thank tonight, mate?
I'd like to thank Porsche Off-Road, Decal Evolution, Ultimate Dirt TV, Velocity Race Design, CD Cinematography, all the Allure Esports team, and you guys for broadcasting it, and Brett for running it, and yeah, just everyone. So yeah. Thank
you very much, mate. Yeah, it's been great. Without you guys, we couldn't do it, honestly. We'd just be watching an empty track. So without you guys, we wouldn't even be here. So big shout out to all the races as well for this season. Thank you everyone for coming to register and race and that sort of stuff. And if you guys want to sign up for any of our stuff next season as well, simracingworld.com.au. Get on it and come back and see Ethan rip up the pack once again next season, guys. Thank you so much, Ethan. It's been an awesome series. What is this tonight been your highlight, or is it has there been another track's been your highlight?
I think I won at Lernerville, but probably to come from the back at this track to the front after getting spun halfway through is probably my highlight. So yeah, I'd say this race.
Nice, yeah, so consistently done and very patient. You slotted yourself way through the pack there, and just super smooth, man. It's very, very impressive driving. So, thank you very much. How, mate, Stefan, what did you think about tonight, mate? Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Do we want to give our championship winner an interview? He seems to be in the green room for us.
Sounds good to me.
I'll drag him on in.
Mr. Braden Miller, our championship winner. Absolutely awesome drive all season, and then you got caught up a bit tonight. So, explain to us a bit. It just fell apart tonight a bit, or was it just a bit of a struggle, or what happened?
Yeah, I wasn't even expecting to have an interview, to be honest. I was just sitting there talking to the boys. Yeah, tonight I don't know. I kind of came into it just, I don't know, just like you said, just needed to show up and we'd be all right. So, yeah, I wasn't going too hard. I was talking to Blaine during the race as well, and just sort of making sure he had a decent enough lead and just not putting any pressure on him at the start there. And I don't know, Knoxville's a bit of a tricky track running up on the top. You know, like one lap you'll be fine, and the next lap you're biking and then flipping over, and that happened. That sent us to the rear, and then from there you're sort of just recovering. So yeah, it's just a bit tricky, trying to get through the field when it's a bit one line dominant like that, and yeah, it just got caught up. So
after that first little bit of an incident, was it? Did you have it? Because we were trying to decipher whether we were trying to zoom in and stuff like that and see whether you had that much damage. It seemed like you were a bit right hand down after that first little bit of an incident, and is that what just kind of put you on the back foot, or?
No, I don't think this would have put me on the back foot, to be honest. I don't think the car was really that bent, to be honest. I had the wing pretty far forward, which loosens the car up, more oversteer. I don't know. I felt pretty comfortable, so I just didn't pull it back. But yeah, it is what it is. It
is what it is. That's racing, eh?
Yeah.
But fantastic, man. It's been an absolute pleasure to see you drive all season, to be honest, mate. And you've been lightning on the restarts, mate, and I think that's been your really big advantage. And I'm only really starting in the dirt and stuff. I had to actually download it just before I went live for this stream for Knoxville tonight, actually, to be honest. But I've been getting into it a little bit more, and those little things. I'm sure you spent a lot of time. Have you spent a lot of time just trying to concentrate on those restarts, or is it just time in the car that's giving you that, or?
Yeah, honestly, I reckon I probably could put a couple of hours a day. Not a day, but I definitely put a bit of time aside just to focus on those restarts. They're just so vital, it's just, it's all about those restarts, making sure you got a good gap, and then from there it's just sailing home, But yeah, if you guys or any other guys in the league or anything like that want some help, just give us a shout, and I'll I'm happy to sort of watch one of your races or whatever, just sort of giving back to the community a little bit. And yeah, just hit me up. You want a bit of help, I'll see what I can do. And yeah, go from there. That's
a super awesome offer, guys. That's so awesome. So anybody out there that wants a bit of help and you guys racing, would love it. I might actually have to flick you a message there. But thank you very much, Braden, our championship winner there. So
that brings to conclusion our season 1 of Dirt Ovals, and congratulations to our overall top 3 after the points have been finalised. In P3, Craig Plater on 870 points. He only finished 6 points in front of Brent Hobbs, who was in P4, so that was real close towards the end with those incidents. And Sean Stevens saying, I'd love some help from Braden Miller there. So I think
loving that. That's the call of the day, isn't it?
Nice little bit of banter there between the top boys. Matt Bailey, P2, 912 points, and your championship winner Braden Miller on 942 points. So the gap shaved down from 102 to 30 points after that sort of unfortunate run there by Braden. So he's probably glad he had a lot of points up his sleeve. But that is season 1 of our Dirt Ovals and the 3 DSL Welding 360 Sprint cars done and dusted. As Toddy mentioned earlier, we've got 1 week off, and then we are back for season 2 with a new calendar, new track, same car. There will be new comms and same host, I believe. So come see us again in a couple of weeks. Again, thank you to DSL Welding for the sponsorship of the series. We had the promo department for the safety car, Wayne and Brown Tools, Melville, Toyo, Sim. Couldn't do it without you guys. So this is Stefan McCartan and Chef Toddy signing off for season 1 of the Dirt Ovals. We'll see you back in a couple of weeks. Enjoy your night, gents.
Much love, legends. Keep safe.